Exodus 20 verses 8 says, remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. So if I had to pick a topic for today's sermonic dissertation, I would call it, it's already done. You ought to declare that over yourself. You ought to declare that over your family. You ought to declare that over your future. You ought to declare that over your biggest problem. You ought to declare that over everything that you look at that don't look right, that it's already done. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't even know what you've been praying about. I'm not claiming to be prophetic on today, but I'm claiming affirmation that you can say it over yourself, that it's already done. It's already done. Whatever you're praying for, whatever you're seeking God for, whatever you're searching for on today, know and decree and declare that it's already done. It's already done. I don't know what ails in your body, what is pressing on your mind, but I need you to say over yourself, it's already done. It's already done. That God has already created a way. He's already made a way. He's already carved out a way. It's already done. I need you to know on today that the Lord is intentional. I believe when it comes to the commandments. He says that the first commandment, the greatest of all, is to love the Lord your God. I need you to know that God has to be the center and the forefront. He doesn't need to be the co-pilot. God needs to be the absolute pilot, the driver. He needs to be directing, leading, and guiding you along on the way. Then he says, I want you to love your neighbor. And I need you to love your neighbor as you love yourself. But I got to tell you, a lot of people clap out on the loving your neighbor, but forget about the idea, the conception, the misconstruction that you can love somebody else only after you've learned to love yourself. Then he says, I want to set pretext. I want to give context to everything else that is going to come after this one. I need you to know that the third verse, or the third commandment that we subscribe it to be, the third thing that he says here is remember the Sabbath. I'm not sure how you take that on today, but I want to tell you on this morning, God dropped a word of interpretation to me that I just want to share with you on today. I'm not implying on the text. Please, this is only my opinion, but it's worked for me in my life, and I'm going to share with you. Maybe this is helpful to you. I got to tell you on today that when we come to the remember the Sabbath, I think what God is saying is remember you have 6 days to work it out. You got 6 days to work it out. I know you've been stressed about it. Only let that last for 6 days. You've been trying to form it in your mind. How, God, am I going to work this out? How is it going to turn out the right way? He says, I'm going to give you only 6 days. See, 6 days shall you labor and do everything trying to work out the plan, trying to work out the bills, trying to work out the marriage, trying to work out the kids' school, trying to work out the financial situation. You got 6 days, six days to work it out. You got 6 days to work it out. And I know we spend our time stressed out. We spend our time in absolute doubt. We spend our time in everything that is anything to say that God is not able. He says, I'll give you 6 days, six days. Now notice here that it's the Sabbath. The Sabbath is on the seventh day. The Sabbath is now when we go a little bit further into the text, but I have to bring you back before we can go forward, is that he's talking to the children of Israel. He's talking to the children of Israel who've been freed from bondage. Now he's just freed them, and he tells them, here's the commands. I know you've come out of a place where you had to work for everything that the Lord gave you. I know that you had to work for everything that man would give you. I know you had to work for your bread and work for your clothes. You had to work for your housing, and you had to work for the kids. You had to do work for all these years. And if 40 years is not enough to walk around in the desert, I got to tell you on today, I don't know what age you are, but can I tell you that your time of working and not seeing reward is over. It's coming to an end. How do I know that? How can I be so assured to say that to anybody, to everybody, to you on today? I can say that because he said, remember. You got to remember that the God who created you created the world before he formed you. And so that everything was already prepared for the man before the man ever came in on scene. You got to know that the God who put the house into place, who put it in their mind that they would create and form and build it, already made a way for you to possess it. Not just to be stressed out about it, not so you can come here and doubt him in it, but the way has already been made. All you got to do is take your hands off of it and know that God has already prepared the way. I'm not talking to you. I'm just declaring over my faith. Jeremiah, you gonna let the stress go and allow God to make a way. You gonna stop being the introspective everything that is your life and start identifying that it's him who made it way before I ever came to see it. If God put it in front of you to face it, he already know that the fight that you face is something that you have already doubted yourself about. And that's okay. You may be not sure how you're going to come through it, and that's okay. You may be trying to work it out in the mental space on the recesses of your mind, and that's okay. The only thing I need you to do, it's not what Jeremiah tells you to do, but I need you to do what God tells you to do. Remember, if every week I want you to remember that rest precedes you, but you have to get to it. You got to come to a place with God. I know I survived these past 6 days, stressed out, but never had to think about breathing. Sure. I was consumed in my doubt, but never had to worry about food. I was confused in my mind. I was trying to work out my time and the family. I was trying to work out the career. I was trying to work out every situation. But I know that it was already prepared for me. It says, remember the Sabbath, to keep it holy. I got to tell you that holy and hollow run in the similarity circles. That no day would be holy, but it's a day that should have remained blank. It's a day that he wanted you to do no more stressing, no more work. He wanted you to do no more self-consumption in the idea to believe that you made everything happen. That identify with him when he says, I need you to come to a place of work-free relationship with me. That this is not God's sabbatical, but it's your Sabbath. You got to be able to understand that the Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath. Not that you should serve the day, but the day is to serve you. What am I talking about on today? After 6 days, that's stress enough. After 6 days is enough time for you to be able to define in your mind that everything that God sets you on the recesses to know that he's already prepared a way that you should come to the Sabbath day. And rest in knowing that everything I couldn't work out, everything that I couldn't do, everything that I wasn't sure about, everything that I was undetermined in result, underdetermined in idea, I was overstressed out, I was above my head, it wasn't under my feet, it was drowning me. Has come to the realization that the Sabbath is where God takes care of it. I need you to know when you come to that point, that don't go past 6. Your peace shouldn't go past 6. Your stress level shouldn't go past 6. The amount of exertion that you put into it should not go past 6. Your energy level should never go past 6. When you get to that point, I gotta tell you to pause. I gotta tell you to have a clause right here to say in your contract over yourself, over your future, over your assignment, over the grace that is you extending yourself in places that people don't appreciate it. You gotta stop right here and say, this is my sabbatical. God, you take it. You work it out. You make it happen. You be able to step in and know that God is still in control. I tell you on today that the word of the Lord is remember the Sabbath. You got to remember sometimes, like David, when I think of the goodness of the Lord and all that he's done for me, Everything on the outside of me looks to stress me out, but everything on the inside of me wants to shout without a doubt that it was God who brought me through. God that brought me out. God that said without a shadow of doubt that I could come to no rest. It says in this life, John 16, you will face trouble. But I gotta tell you the good news of the gospel today. Because what would any preachment, what would any dissertation, what would any explanation of the text be without the ending with the good news? The good news is that God already worked it out. So today, release yourself of the stress, of the doubt, of the inconsistency, to trust him and believe him and know, be able to find out in your mind, in your mental, through the saving grace of glory, that it's already done. God bless you today.